Welcome in everyone to the 2020 Chattin with the Champ. We're here with Matthew Radicke, owner of the Wissinoming Radskins. Matt, how are you?
Not great.
Why not great?
Well, last season did not go nearly as well as I hope it did.
You got a scoring title out of it.
I did get a scoring
Not
title
much
out of
else.
it. That's the only thing I could hold from you. But yeah, no, it went very, very poorly. Bobby Trees made me sad one week. And then there was injury.
Yeah, you lost old Chubb for what,
Chubb.
5 or 6 weeks?
I think it was 5. One was a bye, though. And I lost Aaron Jones for a couple weeks because LeFleur likes to just wanted to be safe and hold him out an extra couple weeks, so that was sad. But other than that, David Johnson held it down, I guess, for wherever that's fucking
I'm sure he was on your IR at one point too.
Yeah, I think he did wind up getting hurt too, yeah.
All right, well, let's get into it.
All right.
New season, the upcoming season, 2021.
Mm-hmm.
You have the 9th pick?
9th pick.
How do you feel about that?
Awful. Now, yeah, well, see, my machine betrayed me. I built it, I showed it love and care,
Trade?
and then it said, hey, you get last choice. And I was like, well, thank you for giving me last choice. It's probably because I stepped on the cord, and I didn't like that very much.
I mean, yeah, you were pretty rough with it.
Yeah, well, you gotta do what you gotta do.
I mean, well, it worked out for Steve, right? He's got 2.
I guess, right? I mean, yeah, but just because Alex is silly. That's all. Alex should have taken 2.
No comment. No comment. So, all right. You already alluded to the fact that last season did not go your way.
Mm-hmm.
Any plans on... Do you think there's anything you could do differently this year to change that? Or...
Yes. Win more games. That's step number 1.
That's a good plan.
Number 2, whenever Charlie I'm playing against him, turn my phone off. Because for whatever reason, he has this curse on me that when he texts me, congratulations on your week, 5 minutes before the week's over, he beats me twice. So that's good.
Wait, so you were winning both games last year against Charlie?
I believe
he conceded and then won?
I believe the second one was the same thing, and he conceded early in the week, and then went up taking the lead on me, and then Richard Rogers caught a bomb. Caught a bomb. It didn't matter anyway. I already lost, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Charlie, that's a comeback kid, huh?
Yeah.
From the bottom of the pile all the way to the top. You think?
Yeah.
Do you foresee a change of fortunes for C Block's Biggest Loser, or was that a one-off?
I don't think he'll be in last place this year. I don't even think he'll be in 5th. I think he'll at least be in contention in getting into the playoffs. I'm just not certain.
So he's finishing ahead of who? Tom and who's the other guy?
Steve.
He's finishing ahead of Tom and Steve.
Yeah.
Heard it here first. So it's the brothers.
Yeah.
The brothers are going to be vying for the 3 playoff spots.
Yep.
That's a pretty spicy call.
Well, to be fair, I mean, history does have a habit of repeating itself in the East, where Steve gets a chance in the playoffs and I get a chance in the playoffs. And this has happened.
It's your year.
It's my year.
Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
It's my year to make it. And both times I made it, I actually won the division. So that was nice.
Are you calling your shot?
Of course. I'm going to win the division. I'm going to get a bye week. And then we'll see how it goes from there.
Final predictions. All right. So you're winning.
I'm getting 1.
Jake's 2. And then Brian and Charlie fight for 3?
Probably. That's probably how it goes.
What's your record?
9-4.
I think you're missing a game.
Oh, shit. 9-4-1.
9-4?
No.
You're calling for a tie.
No. 10-4.
10-4. That is it's a big boy season. How do you think the extra game will affect? Will it affect anything really?
In
terms of the league,
more fun, more football. Like that's really the only thing I care about.
What was it? More rides, more fun.
More flags, more fun.
Yeah.
The only issue it is going to have is that crucial week 14 when people are like, trying to fight into getting to the playoffs.
A lot of buys.
There's a lot of there's 4.
Yep.
There's 4 buys, and like, yikes, that's gross. So, I think last year week 12 was the last bye week. and then they jumped it 2 extra weeks for whatever reason.
Well, they hate fantasy players.
Yeah, they suck. I hate NFL. Love the NFL.
All right. Well, so you just think realistically the extra game's not gonna like shake out to be much difference. The cream rises to the top.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see what else has changed this year. Not too much, I think. Where were you on that kicker debate?
I'd rather keep kickers because it's more traditional. I would not mind combining kickers and defenses if that's an option, but
It should be.
But as far as everything goes, I'd rather just keep the kicker. I think it's simple, easy.
I think Charlie would appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, I like having kickers too. I mean, it's like every team's wild card. Like you're gonna get either 1 point out of them or 14. Like it's weird.
Never
but
fun to be on the receiving end of a 14-point.
No, I've had a couple of those against me too, but
Ryan fucking suck up.
yeah. No, I mean Jake's had one too. He was thrilled about that.
No comment.
Set himself up for failure.
Yeah.
That was great.
That fucking guy. So, all right. So the 9th pick, not super pleased with it. Last pick obviously wasn't optimal for you. I'm not going to ask you who you're drafting, but the strategies you see shaking out here. Like, are you going to go the tried and true running back? What?
I mean, I'm not tied to running back, but there are 9 that I like. So, if one of the 9 falls to me, I'll probably take it. I just want one of my kids, all right? You don't have to give me both. I just want one.
Come on, guys. Give him one of his kids. Let him go.
Yeah.
So, but have you... All right. Obviously, you said there are 9 that you like, so you're guaranteed one of those guys,
Yes.
assuming there's no injury between now and Labor Day.
If there is an injury...
Have you practiced any other, like, Kelsey, one of the receivers?
Devontae Adams.
100%.
If an injury happens, it's going to be Devontae Adams. If one of them 9 aren't there, like Eckler's cool. I'm not thrilled about him. So
It's little.
he is little. I would rather just default to grabbing the best receiver available and riding out with that.
Yeah, man. Like, I'm getting like a Last Dance kind of vibe from the two of them over in Green Bay. Like, this is it. One more for the road, and you know. I think if they're going to do it any year, this will be the year.
They're going to kick ass. Hope so.
He does have a nice mustache. He's kind of a crybaby, though.
Yes, to both.
So, all right. But then if you go that way, are you comfortable with the second round running backs? What do you go? RB and 2 and 3?
I will not reach in that regard. In the second round, I would probably grab a running back just because there are plenty that I like there that will be around that spot. But like when the 3rd, even the 4th round comes around, I'm not reaching a running back if I don't have to. I'll take whatever I can, and I think that's what's been my downfall recently. Like last year, I forced a 3rd running back, and it was a mistake.
Are you saying David Johnson was a mistake?
Yes, David Johnson was a mistake.
Or DJ?
Yeah, he's a backup now. He's going to be the 3rd down back. It's great.
Well, that team's team's going to be really bad. Really bad.
But yeah, I'm not going to reach on something like that. I'm not going to have like a formula I have to fill out. I'm just going to take what falls to me and make it work.
I mean, yeah, like, how do you see the rest of the draft playing out? Like, how do you see... Is everybody going to do something like that, or you think we're going to do the tried and true, 10 or 11 running backs in the first round, and then maybe the second round I'll have 8 or 9?
I'm calling for 11 running backs in the first. It realistically just depends upon Alex's position of how he picks his guys. I assume he's going to go 1-1. So if he wants to take a receiver first,
it doesn't even really matter.
Yeah, I still think he'll go 1-1, and he'll be able to, I guess 11 of the first 13 picks. But yeah, I don't see many people jumping on receivers because you're going to get left in the dust on running backs that you're going to have to hopefully make everything up, or you're just going to be not having that secure thing every week.
I mean, you could always go heavy receiver and then Plug in somebody like J.D. McKissick
Yeah,
or
that
James
works.
White.
Yeah. I mean, there's instances where stuff like that could work. I mean, like it worked for Charlie last year. I mean, he took 2 receivers to start.
Well, Charlie got a steal though in
Yes,
James Robinson.
Yes, and he got rid of James Conner when it was very not good because it looked bleak, and then it turns out he was fine. And he also got rid of, and Michael Thomas also went down too, which really screwed up his whole wide receiver heavy team too. I don't know what they are. But yeah.
He is referencing an insect that was just on the table. I'm not too keen to find out what it is either. But
All right. Yeah. I mean, like, I would not mind going even double receiver in the first couple
isn't that
rounds.
what Charlie did?
He did.
I mean, his daredevil attitude paid off.
It did, but he also just like fell back and immediately like jumped on 2 running backs that were there because they were the only 2 running backs left. I don't think that's really necessary. Like, I've mocked plenty of times where I go 2 receivers, where I go 1 receiver, where I go no in the first 3 rounds. It really just depends upon everything. Jesus Christ, scared the hell out of me. Get him out of here. And it really just depends upon how everything goes. And yeah, just not reaching on players. Take guys you like, obviously, but reaching is going to screw you.
Well, when you mean reaching, what do you mean? Like strictly following ADP, or do you mean?
No, I mean like if you have a team that's got 2 good receivers and a good running back, and you're falling on like a backup or a part-timer to fill in your RB2 role, just take your flex receiver and assure yourself a good player instead of trying to bank on something you know is not going to be worth it. You know, you still have 4 starters in there, and you want 4 good starters. You know, you can always try to fill in that spot. Basically, your running back 2 spot becomes your flex, and that's the thing you're trying to fill in every week.
Who do you think should be taking this advice the most in the league right now?
I don't know. Myself for one, but
I'm trying to
know.
get him to talk shit, ladies and gentlemen. Just it's not
Nah,
happening.
like I don't know though. Like draft strategies for a lot of different people are weird. Like I think Charlie tries something new every year. Jake has his normal. I'll draft 3 running backs. That's all I'm drafting the entire time, and then draft the rest receivers. Brian drafts players that are already on other teams. Steve,
this is going great.
yeah. Steve sweats on every pick he has anyway, and Tom takes 4 years and finishes in last regardless. So it really doesn't matter. I mean, I think everybody should employ the strategy, but I mean, you know, who am I?
You're a former
I am
champion.
a former champ. But yeah, like everybody's gonna have different things, and they're gonna go by what they want. I just think people
Should
need
we
to
get
be-
jackets made? Not to go off topic, but like, you know, like gold jackets.
Yeah, we absolutely should. Wow, get out of here. I think that everybody should have a plan and should be ready to alter it quickly, just because everything can get screwy real fast.
Speaking of that, how do you think COVID's gonna play as big of a deal this year as it did
No.
last year?
No.
Do you think it'll still be relevant? Or
I think it'll still be
Probably
talked
won't
about. I
matter
don't
as
think
much.
it'll matter, especially because teams are now getting they're just getting automatic losses if they can't fill in that bye week.
Well, I think that was the
19.
rule last year, wasn't it? It's just like
I think they were flirting with it, but they didn't like concrete say this is it. They just kind of talked about it, and they're like, well, we don't know if we're going to have a week 18. This year they're not having a week 19, so.
Well, a lot of players are getting vaccinated too, so that should hopefully help.
Yeah, the Falcons are 100%.
I did not know that.
Yeah, they're 100%. I think on the 17th.
You know what other else is 100% for them?
What's that?
They're going to be shit.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. They're going to throw the ball out. 100%.
Maybe. Is that a little? Is that a Calvin Ridley?
No. I mean, Matt Ryan just throws the ball 7,000 times a year, so they don't really have any other option. I mean, Mike Davis is their running back. I don't hate Mike Davis, but
nobody likes him though.
yeah, exactly. Jake does. Jake loves him.
Well, I mean, he saved Jake's bacon.
He did save Jake's
But
bacon.
I mean, you know, that'll bring us. That's another one. Fab. Like last year was our first year using Fab.
I love
How
Fab.
did you? Oh, okay.
I absolutely love Fab. I didn't do it a whole lot. I think I sharked you on like a defense once or twice.
The Saints.
It was the Saints.
Mhm.
Yeah, I sharked you on a defense. I think I got somebody else on something small too. But it is fun to see like when panic ensues too, of Charlie dropping like 60 on a player that he never used.
Oh, Naheem Hines.
Yeah.
Didn't he get somebody else too? Didn't somebody else spend an egregious amount on him later as well?
I don't know if
Was it
anybody else
Brian?
spent-
Didn't Brian spend up for him?
I know Steve did, but that was just to burn the rest of his money. Steve did that.
Steve
once.
spent a shit ton on
It was like a-
Kiki Cutie.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. No, I think it's great. It gives everybody opportunity, so it's not like you can still have the whole priority thing by sitting around with it, but if you ain't bidding $0, like the guy that has priority doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. But I mean, so that's another thing. So like, okay, some of the takeaways for you are like always put a bid in. I mean, it doesn't even hurt, right?
I mean, it can't hurt to put a $0 bid in on a guy you like, because I mean, if you can if you beat other people to it that are actually paying attention, do it.
Yeah. Well, what about I guess it's almost like the poker game around the league, where people are like trying to guess who's going to spend what on like this year's Justin Jefferson or something like that, or James Robinson or some shit.
You got
Mike Davis.
You gotta kind of just feel people out, and the problem is that we have only had 1 year with this,
No homo.
so we don't know what everybody's tendencies are yet. Like I know you like to hold your money. I know you always like to hold that spot. I know what you're gonna do. But what happens if you have
do you?
another? Well,
What am I gonna
you
do?
know what I mean. You're gonna hold that spot.
You got to know when to hold
You
them, know
like
when to fold them.
I know, but with Fab being here now, I don't necessarily think you're gonna start 0-5 again. But if that happens again, what do you do?
Hold on. For the audience, he's referencing something that happened several years ago.
Several years ago.
What happened last year?
12-1.
That's what we're talking
Uh-huh.
about. Yeah.
No, but I'm just saying, like I want to see.
Sexy.
I want to see a situation where someone that usually holds their stuff has to.
Well, that was Steve
Pay.
last year, right?
Yeah.
Steve held a lot going into the
So
playoffs.
did you. You had a lot towards the end of the year, at least.
I think I was down to the high teens. Maybe
you
low
were floating
20s going into
I think
it.
you were floating around 20 somewhere. But I mean, even so, like there's been I think multiple years now where you hold your waiver priority until the playoffs.
Well,
simply
well,
cause.
that's because usually I'm in the playoffs, and yeah, like the way turning this on to me, yeah, the waiver priority is a little bit different as to Fab.
Yeah,
which
but
I
holding on
agree.
to cash can still
Yeah,
be
no,
considered the same thing.
but
You can
like with
outbid
the
someone.
waiver priority, I know that if I ever got to the first spot, I know there's at least 2 people in the West that if I use that, I will never get it back. I'll never climb my way back up to it.
Yeah,
Like,
you
there
guys
are
got a couple
2
people over there.
Jose, Joe,
Uh-huh.
like they'll play that same way, because I mean, it's always you want that winner. Like last year, had we still been waiver wire priority instead of Fab, Mike Davis would have been it. Like that would have been the guy everyone would have. So, but I agree. I like Fab better.
Yeah, I prefer Fab just because it gives everybody a fighting chance every week. Because you might have the guy that puts like, what'd you put down, like $4 on a defense, and I put 5
Yeah.
just cause, and it worked out for me because I got the defense. But it's little things like that, and you can even try to just block people just to be a jerk too, if you don't mind spending a couple bucks, because like somebody's gonna go after this guy for like 2. You can even if you jump up and spend like 7 or something.
I tried doing that to Steve. It didn't work out.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, you could still like blocking something. It just adds another layer of fun.
Strategy, man.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. I didn't get to use it a whole hell of a lot, but it works.
That's why. But so for this year, you're more or less like you're gonna play it the same way, or were there any takeaways from last year's? What I'm asking, that like you're gonna change your Fab strategy. I mean, you don't have to. Yeah.
Don't be afraid to spend your money. Like spend it if you know you're
Scared
gonna
money
need it.
don't make no money.
Yeah, and you can't. It's like fucking
Steve.
timeouts, man. You don't take them shit home with you. You gotta spend that shit.
Oh, you're getting attacked.
I am. Yeah, I'm getting attacked by like 7 different things.
So, all right. Well, any thoughts about? Let's go to the West. I did ask you about the East. How do you think the West is going to shake out?
I would like to see Foster not be a jackass this year. He started off strong. He didn't go with 10. That's a good start. And I feel like he just made weird decisions all year, or like lack thereof. He was just like kind of doing shit. And
So you're saying he's an idiot?
well, I don't know if he was on the outs or he wasn't as into it, and I really hope this year that he is into it more. And it seems like this is, a thing that he likes, and it's not just doing it because he's asked to do it.
Well, he's commented that he's happy that he's back and he wants to avenge himself.
No, I mean, I'd like to see
He's
him
got to quit himself.
I'd like to see him make the playoffs, or at least have a decent run where he's close and fighting for a spot, just because it'll show me that we have 12 lively people in this league that would want to fucking win.
I think maybe 11, 10 and a half. Depends on how you count some of the people at the bottom of the league.
Well, I mean, do you make me laugh? I mean, that counts. You chatting in the group chat all the time? That counts. You show up for events? That counts. So
I think Bry's still waiting for his bus, by the way.
Probably. I think so.
But that does not answer the question.
What do I think?
How do you think the
West
West? How do you think the West is going to shake up?
I think the West is going to shape up. I think that I think Joe's going to have a better year than he did last year, where he's not going to be just scraping. I think Jose's going to have a better year than he did last year, where he's not scraping. I think Alex is going to, if he gets Devontae Adams again, he can just cruise with him again, probably, because he's Devontae Adams and he scores 10 million points. I think you're not going to do as good this year as you did last year.
I mean, come on.
It's rough to try to repeat that. Brock, I would like to see Brock make the playoffs again. And,
so you want a Brock, Foster, and who else? Who wants the third? Who's the third person you want to see?
Jose. Yeah, Jose deserves a spot almost every year, I think.
All right, that's a little offensive, but I'm sure you'll get some emails about this.
Well, yeah.
All right. Well, I think not so much to talk about. I mean, I didn't write anything down. Obviously, 5 and 8 was not a great way for you to start, but you've acknowledged that.
I finished that way, actually. So.
True. You did start off strong, actually.
I did. 1-0. I plan on being 1-0 again. I don't know who I have week 1. You know what? I think it's Brock. So Brock, I'm sorry.
Well, you just said.
Well, I'd like to see him make the playoffs, just not win week 1. He's gonna have to start on 1. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to crawl back from behind. But I mean, that's just how it's gonna have to be.
Any final messages you have for the rest of the league, your East Division mates, anybody, everybody?
I mean, good luck, everyone. You guys can all go fuck yourselves. This is my year. Get off me, you stupid flies. And I'm gonna.
I think they smell that bullshit.
Yeah, I'm gonna win the division like I do every other year. And hopefully I'm gonna get back in the championship and win again.
Stop looking at my trophy.
Yeah, my name's on the receiver there.
Good luck, Matt. Good luck. Thank you for coming on, chatting with the champ.
Mm-hmm.
See you losers next time.